Breathing the right way, the secret to healthy living among Japanese seniors. Part 1. Breathing, the secret key to a healthy old age. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever paid attention to your breathing? I know it sounds too simple, because from the moment we are born until now, we have been breathing regularly without thinking about it. But today, I would like to invite you to stop for a moment, put your hand on your chest, then gently take a deep breath in, then slowly exhale. What do you feel? Do you feel a little more relaxed? Or do you suddenly feel as light as the wind? I am telling this story not to make you meditate or practice yoga or anything, but because breathing, something that seems so normal, is actually one of the healthiest secrets of the elderly who live long and happily in Japan. For many years, scientists have studied the reason why Japanese people, especially those over 80, even over 100 years old, can maintain such good health and mental clarity. They eat healthily, exercise regularly, and live purposefully. But there is a hidden factor that few people pay attention to: the way they breathe. Not everyone knows that breathing properly helps improve oxygen to the brain, regulate heart rate, stabilize blood pressure, reduce stress, improve digestion, and sleep. A doctor in the United States even said, "You can live for weeks without eating, a few days without drinking water, but just a few minutes without breathing is all over." So, isn't that enough for me to seriously look back at the way I breathe every day? Today, I invite you to join me in discovering something that seems small but turns out to be extremely important: the right way to breathe. And it's not just theory, but the secrets that Japanese elders, who have lived for a century, apply every day to keep their bodies flexible and their minds alert. Together we will find out why their breathing is so special, how they practice their breathing, and most importantly, what we, people of the same generation, can learn and how to apply it in our daily lives. So, please sit back, relax a little, and join me on this little journey. Starting from the first thing, slow breathing, the secret to inner peace. In Japan, there is an area called Okinawa, you may have heard of it, known as the land of the longest-lived people in the world. There are hundreds of people who live over 100 years old and still go to the market, cook, grow vegetables, and laugh a lot. One special thing about them is that almost all of them have the habit of breathing slowly, deeply, and regularly, especially every morning and before going to bed. They don't need to meditate or be fussy. It's simple: sitting still, breathing in gently through the nose for 4 seconds, holding the breath for another 4 seconds, then slowly breathing out through the mouth for 6 to 8 seconds. You see, they don't need any machines or complicated exercises. Just being conscious and spending a few minutes a day is enough. Such slow breathing helps the nervous system rest, soothes the feeling of anxiety and restlessness, something that at my age, many people often encounter every night or when their health is unstable. I remember an elderly person in California, nearly 90 years old, sharing in a community chat, "I learned this breathing method from a Japanese friend when I was young. Since then, every morning I sit still, close my eyes and just breathe, that's all. Thanks to that, my blood pressure is stable, my sleep is deeper." The doctor even asked me what medicine I took that was so miraculous. It's not surprising, because according to research from Harvard University, people who regularly practice slow, deep breathing are 40% less likely to have high blood pressure and sleep disorders than those who don't have that habit. So, why don't we try it? We don't need to be fussy. Just spend 5 minutes early in the morning or before going to bed, sit on a chair or lie comfortably on the bed, inhale slowly through the nose, hold the breath, then exhale slowly. It may not be familiar at first, but gradually, you will feel your body lighter, your mind less stressed, and you can even sleep better without taking any pills. And when we breathe slowly, we begin to realize everything around us slows down. No more rushing around like before. As an old lady in Seattle once said, "Slow breathing helps me to be calmer when facing everything, both pain and joy." And have you noticed, when we are angry or worried, our breathing is often rapid, shallow, and rapid. But when we are at peace, we breathe more gently and deeply. So, regulating our breathing is a way to regulate our emotions, simple but extremely effective. Now, when you have felt the power of slow breathing, let's move on to another interesting element, abdominal breathing, a way that the Japanese elders call tanden breathing. Sounds strange, right? But it's not something profound. It's just a natural breathing method that babies have been doing since birth, but as we grow up, we forget. Belly breathing means that when you inhale, your belly expands. When you exhale, your belly collapses. Unlike chest breathing, where your shoulders lift and your chest expands, belly breathing helps bring more oxygen down to the bottom of your lungs, nourishing your entire body and brain. The Japanese believe that the belly, specifically the area just below your navel, is the life force center of a person. They call it hara, where strength, calmness, and perseverance are stored. And by breathing deeply into your belly every day, they maintain their flexibility, patience, and optimism, even when they are over 90. I once met an elderly man in Houston who said that after learning this technique, he no longer felt tightness in his chest and shortness of breath when climbing stairs. Just remembering to breathe with your belly when he felt tired, he felt lighter and less stressed. Abdominal breathing also has another great benefit that few people know. It helps massage the internal organs, from the liver, intestines to the stomach, thereby improving digestion, reducing bloating and supporting better nutrient absorption. If you have indigestion, bloating, or loss of appetite, just spend a few minutes each day breathing with your abdomen and you will see the difference immediately. To start, you can lie on your back on the bed, place one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen. When you inhale, the hand on your abdomen rises, the hand on your chest remains the same. Exhale, the hand on your abdomen lowers. Just like that, slowly and rhythmically. At first, it may seem a bit difficult because you have been used to breathing with your chest for decades. But just practice for a few minutes every day, and your body will gradually adapt. And once you get used to it, you can breathe with your abdomen while cooking, walking, or even watching TV. It is both natural and effective. And now that you have become familiar with slow breathing and belly breathing, let's learn something else important: breath awareness, that is, knowing that you are breathing and focusing your mind on it. The long-lived elderly people in Japan often have one more thing in common: they never do anything in a hurry. They eat slowly, walk slowly, and breathe consciously. Every time they go out into the garden, water the plants, look at the flowers, they gently inhale and exhale as a natural habit. When we are aware of each breath, we bring our minds back to the present. No thinking about the past, no worrying about the future. There is only now, and the rhythm of breathing is steady like a lullaby. That calms the mind, reduces stress, and helps us live more deeply in each moment. Many elderly people I know often start their day by sitting in front of the window, breathing silently for about 5 minutes. They say, "That's when I feel like I'm really alive." And I believe that each of us, at any age, can find that life again, just by breathing properly. You see, just 3 small factors, slow breathing, abdominal breathing, and conscious breathing, have opened a whole new door to health, to inner peace. But that is not all. There are still other very special secrets from the elderly in Japan, breathing habits that they maintain throughout their lives to maintain their spirit and health. So, please join me on this journey in the next part. Part 2, Japanese breathing exercises that help live healthy every day. Dear all, in the previous part, we explored together the 3 fundamental principles of correct breathing: slow breathing, abdominal breathing, and conscious breathing. These 3 things alone can help you feel lighter in your heart and healthier in your body. But the Japanese, especially the elderly living in long-lived regions like Okinawa or Nagano, have discovered simple but extremely effective breathing exercises that help improve both physical and mental health. And the great thing is, these exercises do not require a gym, no equipment, just a quiet space, a wooden chair, or even a corner of the garden with morning sunlight is enough. Today, I will share with you 3 typical breathing exercises that are very easy to practice, even for people over 70 or 80 years old. Exercise 1. For 7-8 breathing exercise, the secret to good sleep for Japanese seniors living alone. Many people my age often have trouble sleeping, tossing and turning, having difficulty falling back asleep if they wake up in the middle of the night, or sleeping but not deeply. So, the first breathing exercise I want to share is 4-7-8 breathing, which is widely used by seniors in Japan, Korea, and later spread to the US to improve sleep. The way to do it is as follows. You just need to remember 3 numbers, 4 to 7, 8. Inhale through your nose, count to 4. Hold your breath, count to 7. Exhale very slowly through your mouth, count to 8. Repeat this 4 to 8 times, ideally before going to bed or when you wake up in the middle of the night. This breathing exercise acts as a natural sleeping pill for the body, helping to slow down the heart rate, reduce blood pressure, and put the brain into a state of deep relaxation. Dr. Andrew Weil, a famous integrative medicine expert, once shared that he used this exercise every night, and after just a few breaths, he fell asleep. For me, this exercise also helps to dispel the trivial worries of the day. Especially when lying down thinking about children, health, or life, just breathe in a 4-7-8 rhythm, and I feel my heart calm down like still water. Exercise 2. Sonobi breathing exercise, a breathing exercise to prolong life from the Edo period. The second exercise has a strange name, Sonobi. But don't worry, this is an exercise that has existed for a long time in Japan, even since the time when samurai still existed. Sonobi in Japanese means stretching. This breathing exercise helps you breathe deeply, combined with gentle movements to help circulate blood, improve the spine, and reduce back pain, something that many older people often encounter. How to do it? Stand or sit with your back straight. Clasp your hands together and raise them high above your head. When inhaling through your nose, stretch your arms up high, imagining that you are stretching your entire back and chest. Hold your breath for about 3 to 5 seconds. When exhaling through your mouth, gently lower your arms, relaxing your shoulders and back. Repeat 5 to 10 times every morning. If you have difficulty standing for long periods, you can do it while sitting on a chair. The effect is still very good. The Sonobi breathing exercise helps stretch the muscles in the shoulders, neck, and back, thereby reducing pain and fatigue, improving posture, and especially helping the lungs to expand more, receiving more oxygen. Many elderly people in Kyoto still practice this exercise regularly every morning, breathing and watching the flowers, very gentle but full of vitality. Exercise 3. Hara breathing, awakening inner strength. In Eastern culture, the area below the navel, also known as tanden or hara, is considered the center of vitality. In Japan, the elderly pay great attention to practicing breathing, focusing on this area. Hara breathing is not only a healing breathing exercise. It is also a method of cultivating a steadfast, calm spirit, widely used by Japanese samurai and monks. How to do it? Sit still, back straight, 2 hands placed lightly on the lower abdomen, about 2 to 3 centimeters below the navel. Close your eyes, inhale slowly through your nose, imagine the breath going down to the abdomen, making the abdomen swell. Hold the breath for 2 to 3 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling the abdomen deflate. Repeat for 5 minutes every day. The miracle is that, after a while, you will find your mind more stable, less worried, and have a gentle but deep energy inside. A 96-year-old woman in Osaka once said, "I am not afraid of aging, not afraid of illness. Because every time I feel uneasy, I breathe deeply into my abdomen. After that, everything becomes light." There is one thing I always believe: no exercise is effective if you only do it once and then leave it. The Japanese elders understand this very well. They are patient and regular. Every day, rain or shine, busy or free, they still spend 10 to 15 minutes practicing breathing. And it is this regularity, not the sophistication, that helps them live healthily until they are 90, 100. So, what I want to convey to you is not to learn a lot of techniques, but to choose a simple exercise and practice it every day, like brushing your teeth, like drinking water. You can choose the 4-7-8 breathing exercise to sleep well, or the Sonobi exercise to stretch your muscles in the early morning. Or simply, whenever you feel stressed or tired, you just need to stop, close your eyes, and breathe deeply with your belly a few times. And each of those breaths is a small but steady step, bringing you closer to health, peace, and joy in your daily life. Together we have gone through 3 easy-to-apply, gentle, and extremely effective breathing exercises that Japanese elderly people have practiced for decades. In the next part, I will explore with you breathing and emotions, how breathing properly helps you overcome sadness, loneliness, and live more optimistically every day. Part 3, Breath and Emotions, the Power of Peace for Old Age. Dear all, there is one thing that you and I can both clearly feel: the older we get, the more we feel empty inside. Not because of lack of food and clothing, but because of the lack of people to talk to, the lack of laughter from our children and grandchildren every day, and especially, the lack of the feeling that we are still needed. One rainy day, sitting at home looking out the window, I suddenly felt a silence in my heart. It was not clear, not terribly sad, but it quietly made me tired. Those emotions, if left for a long time, can lead to insomnia, loss of appetite, and then illness. And the thing to say is, we often do not know what to do with them. But you know, Japanese people, especially the elderly in places like Okinawa or Shizuoka, have a very good way to take care of their emotions through breathing. No noise, no rush, they just sit quietly, close their eyes, and breathe. Sounds simple, right? But really, breathing is the door to peace, if we know how to return to it. Let's go to the first thing in this part 3. Breathing properly is a way to embrace the emotions we are carrying. One thing that meditation and mental health experts agree on: breathing is the thread that connects body and mind. When we are anxious, our breathing will be fast and shallow. When we are sad, our breathing seems to be stuck in our chest. And when we are at peace, our breathing is slow and gentle like the morning breeze. So, if you can't control your emotions, start by adjusting your breathing. There is an exercise that the Japanese often teach to the elderly who are just starting to meditate called emotional recognition breathing. The way to do it is very simple. Sit still in one place, close your eyes. When you breathe in, silently say to yourself, "I know I am sad." When you breathe out, gently say, "I am embracing this sadness." Don't try to push it away, don't rush to be optimistic. Just see the emotion and embrace it with your breath, like an old friend visiting. And just like that, breathe slowly, deeply, without forcing it. You will find it strange. That emotion, whether it is sadness, worry, or loneliness, when breathed together, it will calm down like small waves gradually calming down on the surface of a lake. Second thing, 1 minute of breathing, 1 peaceful day. The Japanese elderly really appreciate the quiet moments of the day. There is an old man living in a small house in the countryside. Every morning he wakes up and just sits quietly breathing next to an old bonsai tree, no phone, no noise. They don't call it meditation, nor is it a practice, it's simply a minute to return to himself. That minute, to them, is as precious as gold. For me, sometimes just a minute, right after making a cup of tea, or waiting for the water to boil, or before going to bed, taking a slow breath, looking back at my heart, is enough to make that day different. That breath, although small, is an act of loving yourself. And at this age, don't you think, I need to love myself more than ever? Third thing, positive emotions start from positive breathing. When you practice breathing correctly every day, miracles will begin to happen. Not a big change, but small, silent things. You will find yourself less irritable when things don't go your way. You will sleep easier, and when you wake up, your heart will be as light as morning dew. You will feel the strength to do simple things: water the plants, write letters, listen to music. And most importantly, you will feel that you are still living, not just existing. The Japanese have a very good saying: as long as you are breathing, it is good enough. Perhaps that is why they live long, because they are grateful for every breath of life. Dear all, we have gone through a gentle but profound journey together. From the basic principles of breathing, to specific Japanese exercises, and then to how to use breathing to take care of old age emotions. Not every exercise needs to be done right away, not every technique needs to be perfect. The important thing is that you start, and you stay with it every day. If you ask me, what is the most precious thing at this age, I will not say money or supplements. It is a light heart, a good night's sleep, and a breath deep enough to know that you are still alive fully. And before I end this video, if you find today's content useful, please leave a comment sharing your feelings. Which exercises do you find suitable, or when will you start practicing breathing? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to share with each other many other interesting things, specifically for our age, from health, spirit to small joys every day. I wish you always keep a peaceful heart, a gentle breath, and a full life, no matter what age. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and see you in the next video.